This is Formula One.
Welcome to F1 Blogs. Be sure to subscribe to keep up with the latest F1 news, analysis, and exclusive updates. The championship battle is reaching a critical point, and you won't want to miss any of the action. Horner remains hopeful for Red Bull. We were stronger in Baku and Singapore, and now we can influence the car's performance starting in Austin. As we approach the final stretch of the 2024 Formula One season, the fight for the World Championship is intensifying. Currently, Max Verstappen holds a 52-point lead over Lando Norris, but with 180 points still available across the 6 remaining races, including 3 with sprint points, the title remains in contention. Verstappen's win drought, which dates back to June's Spanish GP, now spans 8 races, a remarkable shift for the Dutchman, who had a commanding start to the season but has since struggled to reclaim the top step on the podium. Red Bull Racing has shown some improvement recently, with Verstappen securing 6th in Monza and a promising 2nd in Singapore. However, McLaren's MCL38 has proven to be a real challenge for Red Bull's RB20, widening the performance gap and adding pressure as the final races approach. Reflecting on the season so far, Red Bull team principal Christian Horner remains optimistic. While acknowledging McLaren's formidable form, he has confidence in Red Bull's upcoming upgrades and is hopeful that adjustments starting in Austin could allow them to challenge their rivals. "We were better in Baku and Singapore, and now there's been plenty of overnight work back in Milton Keynes," said Horner. "McLaren is the reference point at the moment, and we have some ground to cover. However, we've gathered valuable data, and now we know the areas we can target for improvement in Austin." To match their rivals, Red Bull will be rolling out a package of updates for the United States Grand Prix in Austin, a move that many other teams will also be implementing as they prepare for the season's final push. Reflecting on Red Bull's struggles, Horner shared, "In Monza, we identified several factors causing our dip in performance, and we've progressed since then. It was a low point, but it also gave us clarity. This season has been one of adaptation and recalibration for Red Bull, particularly with the addition of a new floor design introduced during the Baku GP. With this setup, the RB20 has transitioned from what Verstappen once described as an undrivable monster to a car that feels significantly more stable." Verstappen's improved mood has been notable. After expressing frustration earlier in the season, he's visibly more positive as the team regains its footing. "It's essential that drivers feel a difference in the car's behavior," said Horner. "We've identified a direction that allows us to refine and optimize the car for them, and that opens up a clear pathway for further development. The car responded as we hoped, giving our team a solid understanding of where the limitations are and what's causing them. Now we have a direction to address those weaknesses." Despite Norris' recent gains, Red Bull's points lead remains solid. "We're fighting until the very last race with a 52-point advantage and 6 races left. There are still a lot of points on the line, and we'll push through the next 2 triple headers," Horner emphasized, expressing confidence. But the Constructors' Championship is another story. McLaren has pulled ahead with a 41-point lead over Red Bull, highlighting the difference that both McLaren drivers consistently reaching the podium has made. To catch up, Horner has emphasized that Red Bull will need both of its drivers to perform at their best. Checo, Sergio Perez, had an excellent weekend in Baku, even though he had an unfortunate incident with Sainz, and he faced a tougher time in Singapore. But McLaren has managed to put both of its drivers on the podium consistently, and that's a big part of what's giving them an edge in the point standings, Horner explained. Yet, Horner remains steadfast in his belief that Red Bull can contend for both titles. "We're still fighting for both championships. The Constructors' title took a hit, but with many races still to come, we have tracks where we historically perform well," Horner said. Last season, Verstappen clinched victories in Austin, Mexico, Brazil, Las Vegas, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi, though this year's title battle feels far more intense than last year's dominance by Mad Max. The road ahead is undeniably challenging, but Red Bull's strategic improvements, along with driver talent, could reignite the race for both the Drivers' and Constructors' Championships. Austin will serve as the next proving ground for Red Bull's upgrades, and with the season winding down, each point will be crucial. Thank you for reading F1 blogs. Subscribe now to get all the latest F1 news, updates, and in-depth analysis delivered right to you as we approach the final races of an intense season.